Welcome back to the Chatting Average. My name is Adam Busak. That's John Lieber. That's John Sansoni. This is attempt 4, maybe, of recording this episode. But I'm very glad to be joined by. We have a lot to talk about in anticipation of this week's Major League Baseball trade deadline. So, gentlemen, I want to ask you guys, what's your favorite trade of all time?
The water cycle.
That's good. Mr. Lieber?
When the Sox got Craig Kimbrell and it didn't work out.
I'm a big fan of carpentry, but I think my favorite trade is probably welding. I think welding is
Welding is a noble profession.
It is.
If you look at it that way, I really like operators. They get AC in the hot, and they just go like this. And they move the things around.
What are they operating?
The machines.
I'm also confused by what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, the operators union, the people who move the freaking backhoes and stuff.
I didn't grow up in Indiana. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, they have construction everywhere, you idiot.
It's a good thing a lot of major league teams are looking to construct a better roster in about 3 days. Hey-o.
Can I leave the podcast?
Nope, it's too late. It's too late.
Anyways, the trade deadline is here.
Almost.
It's almost here.
Do we want to talk about the series first, or do we want to go straight to storylines?
Let's get through the series.
Let's do it quickly.
Quickly, so that we can get through everything else we have to talk about today.
We have a lot to talk about today because this is our last show before the trade deadline. All of our deadline previewing, so stay tuned for that.
Until we do the... oh, no. In the American League, the Toronto Blue Jays and the Detroit Tigers are set for a 4-game series starting on Thursday. And in Game 1, an 11-4 win for the Blue Jays as they take the first game. Clement with a 3-run home run, Loper Fido and Lukes each have home runs as well. 6-2 for the Blue Jays in Game 2. Bichette has 2 RBIs and Jose Barrios goes 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Game 3, 6-1. Blue Jays win. They take the series there. Lukes has another 2-run homer. Springer and Vladdy each homer as well. The Tigers salvage this series after going on an L6 in Game 4, 10-4. Torres a 3-run homer, and Detroit scores 7 in the bottom of the 8th to secure that one. The Athletics sweep the Houston Astros in a 4-game set, 5-2 in Game 1. Urias with a home run, and Severino goes 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks. 15-3 in Game 2. This is the Kurtz, Nick game. 6 for 6, 6 runs, 8 RBIs. 4 home runs, 19 total bases. Historic from the rookie there. Game 3, a 5-1 win for the Athletics. I call her Langeliers has a home run, and so does Butler for a 3-run shot. And a 7-1 win in Game 4 for the Athletics, taking the sweep. Andujar and Langeliers each have homers. JT Ginn, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 Ks. A 4-game set between the Mariners and the Angels. And this one's a split. The Mariners take Game 1, 4-2. J-Rod homers. Randy has a 2-run homer, and so does Polanco. A 3-2 win in the 10th for the Angels, as Zach Neto has the walk-off RBI single. And 7-2 in Game 3 for the Mariners. Another Julio Rodriguez homer, a Randy Arozarena homer, and Kyle Raleigh has his 40th. And 4-1 in Game 4. Angels win it and split the series as Trout has a 2-run homer. Cleveland and Kansas City, a doubleheader on Saturday with the rain out on Friday. Game 1, a 5-3 win for the Royals after 10 innings. Maikel Garcia has a 2-run home run, and in the bottom of the 10th, Jonathan India has the walk-off 3-run home run. 6-4 in Game 2 for Cleveland. Kwan has the 2-run homer, and Rodriguez has 2 RBIs. Game 3 is a 4-1 win for the Royals as they take the series in the American League Central. Garcia has a homer, and Noah Cameron goes 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 6 Ks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your best record in the American League, and indeed all of baseball, belongs to the Toronto Blue Jays. They're 8-2 in their last 10. That puts them at 63-43 on the year, 20 games above 500. They lead their division by 5.5. Behind them, the Yankees and the Red Sox both in a wild card spot. The Rays 10 games out of the division, and the Orioles 15.5 back. That's a big reason why they will be sellers this week. In the AL Central, the Detroit Tigers playing really bad baseball right now. Their lead in the Central is shrunk to just 8 games over the Cleveland Guardians, who are also 3.5 games back of a wild card berth. The Royals half a game back of them. The Twins 10 games back in the division, and the White Sox 22.5 back. In the AL West, the Houston Astros at 60-46. They lead the division. 4 games back of them are both the Mariners and the Rangers. They currently hold a wild card spot right now, with the Angels 5 games back of a wild card spot, 9 games back in the division, and the Athletics 15 out of the division lead.
I mean, there's 2 big series here, right? Like, Toronto takes the win over the Detroit Tigers, and in that series supplants themselves as the best team in the American League, record-wise. Probably best team in the league play-wise. Like, the way that they've been playing in the last month has just kind of been insane. They're getting hot at the exact right time. Like, the MLB season's so weird because if you go 500 through the first half of the season and then you get to like that last week before the deadline and you win every game, the front office goes, okay, we're winning the World Series, buy everything.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Or you lose all 7 and the front office goes, sell everybody, right? Like, that's what happened. Like, that's what happens every year. And Toronto wants to stick together pretty obviously. So they go out, they displant the top team in the league, in the Tigers, in 3 games, and do it commandingly too. 11-4, 6-2, 6-1. Like, they get beat up in game 4, 7 runs in 1 inning from the Tigers, 10-4, whatever. Like, but you had the lead.
They were very much in that game, right?
Right.
Scherzer was the starter for them yesterday, and he went 7 innings. He gave up only 3 hits. He gave up 3 earned runs because it was a single sequenced in that order were the 3 hits he gave up, right? But when he left the game in the 7th, he had only given up 3 hits, and the Blue Jays were well within striking distance. I think the collapse of their bullpen gives you a pretty good idea of what direction they're going to be looking later on this week. But for right now, the Toronto Blue Jays are a very good baseball.
I agree. And then, of course, the Athletics sweeping the Astros it's just funny.
That's pretty funny.
Like the Mariners this week split a series, and then the Athletics go, "Hey, what if we just keep you in the division race for you for a second here, and we'll beat the Astros 4 times."
I don't think I'll be hesitant to say that I see the A's as buyers at this deadline, but if anything, I think winning this series and sweeping this series cements them as not sellers. Right? Like, these guys, I think, see themselves as a team that's going to start hitting their window next year. So anybody that's not going to help your 2026 team, or anybody that is going to help your 2026 team, is not going to be traded.
And how crazy is that the Athletics are not sellers at a trade deadline? That's been the story, like, every year since, 2019?
Yeah.
Maybe? 2020?
Like, they may make a move or 2, but, like, it's not going to be, hey, we're trading Brent Rooker or Mason Miller. Like, it may be very small stuff that's like, oh, cool, got it.
Yeah, this is a team that is going to be really fun to watch next year, and I'm willing to plant my flag in that take.
Well, you thought they were going to be really fun to watch this year,
and they have been.
Actually, you thought they'd win the division this year. As we're moving quickly here, anything else in the AL series?
I mean,
I think we can move ahead.
Yeah, not really.
To the National League, they say, and the National League. Miami and Milwaukee, a 3-game set. Miami takes game 1, 5-1. Kyle Stowers has a home run and Otto Lopez has a 3 RBI double. 7-5 in game 2 as the Marlins take it and the series. Agustin Ramirez and Hernandez each have home runs. So does Dane Myers. And 3-2 in game 3 as the Brewers salvage the series. Churio, Perkins, and Vaughn each have RBIs. Arizona and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh takes the series here, which, you know what? Sell everybody. Just sell everybody. They win the game. The Diamondbacks win game 1-0 in the 11th inning as the guy you're trading has a sac fly to win the game. A 2-0 win for the Pittsburgh Pirates in game 2 as O'Neal Cruz has a 2-run home run, and a 6-0 win in game 3. Cruz and Hayes each have 2 RBIs. Skeens goes 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 runs, 9 strikeouts, and he told the manager to get off the mound. I'm finishing the inning. San Diego and St. Louis split 4. A 9-7 win in game 1 for the Cardinals. Donovan has a 3-run home run. Contreras has a 3-run home run, and Herrera has a solo shot. 3-0 in game 2 for the Cards. Mason Wynn has a 2 RBI double, and Miles Michaelis has 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 0 runs, 1 K. That's the most Michaelis stat line I've ever read. 3-1 in game 3 as Tatis and Johnson each have RBIs, and there's a fight on the field. How fun you be. Wow. 2 teams that one team doesn't matter, one team won't matter come like the second week of October. Game 4, a 9-2 win for the Padres. Bogarts has a home run. Machado has 3 RBIs and Merrill has 2. And the Mets and the San Francisco Giants. Man, who won on Sunday Night Baseball? I didn't fill this in, and I was watching the Bear. Game 1, 8-1 win for the Mets. Lindor has a homer. Nimmo and Soto each have 2 RBIs. A 2-1 win in Game 2 for the Mets as Vientos has a 2 RBI double. And Adam will tell you about Game 3 on Sunday Night Baseball.
You better not stop watching the Bear, or else there's going to be a loose bear. That's a good joke. Screw you guys. On Sunday Night Baseball, Buster Posey went onto the broadcast and talked about how the Giants are in such a good necessary to add any guys back from injury, and when you get guys back from injury, that's like adding somebody at the.
Oh no!
As he was saying that, Matt Chapman hit a home run. As he was saying that. So that was pretty cool. Matt Chapman ended up having 2 home runs in this game, but it ultimately did not matter as the New York Metropolitans are victorious in this game of baseball. Final score of this game of baseball. Hold on, I'm vamping for time because I'm still pulling
5-3.
5-3 in favor of the Metropolitans, who improved to 62 and 44 on the year with the win. Standings throughout the NL going east to west. Those Mets currently lead the East. They are a game and a half up on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Miami Marlins, Atlanta Braves, and Washington Nationals are all so far back that it almost doesn't even matter. In the NL Central, the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers are tied for the division lead. Both teams 62 and 43. Behind them is the Cincinnati Reds. They are 1 game out of a wild card spot, 6.5 out of the division. Keep an eye on them at the deadline. The Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates both there as well. The Dodgers in first place in the NL West. Is anybody surprised? 61 and 45. I believe they have led for every single day of this year in this division. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's true. The San Diego Padres are 57 and 49. They're 4 games back, but they hold a wild card spot. The Giants 7 games out of the division, 3 out of a wild card spot. The Diamondbacks 6 out of a wild card spot. And the Colorado Rockies, as we approach the trade deadline, are 29 and a half games out of a wild card spot.
I can tell you who's been in last place in that division the whole season.
Correct.
Before we get into this 4 sets of series here, just because we may forget to mention it, the Cubs and the Brewers play 3 games this week, starting today. They are tied for first in the National League Central. If you have MLB TV, tune in. Because Not only is it just like three games of two teams trying to like supplant themselves as first place, but like nothing good has happened when the Brewers and the Cubs have played each other earlier this season. Like PCA has pissed off the Brewers have pissed off the Cubs. It's going to be a very fun watch if you're able to watch.
And this is they do not like each other. Neither of these teams like each other. This has been this is a contentious, pretty close rivalry. I think it's maybe third on Cubs rivalries behind Cardinals, White Sox. I'd say you can flip those last two sometimes, but this is I mean, they talk so much smack on Twitter. They talk so much smack in person. The tailgates are crazy. American Family Field is jumping any time that happens.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. It is in Milwaukee, which means that half the stadium will be Cubs fans. So, maybe just get like a bleacher cam. Just like MLB, let me control the cameras in the stadium, please. Let me just watch people punch each other in the stands. Other than that, in the National League Series. Shout out Pittsburgh. Shout out Skeens for telling his manager to go away.
I think also I feel like I say something about them every week. The Marlins are real. What?
The Marlins are real. Not according to a certain Major League Baseball Hall of Famer.
That's true. Do we want to talk about that for a second before we go to the interleague?
Yeah, the guy who famously was a career-long AL baseball player. We'll talk about him in the AL section.
Ichiro Suzuki got inducted into the Hall of Fame yesterday.
Correct.
As, the rest of the Hall of Fame inductions happened yesterday, but this one pertains to Ichiro specifically. Ichiro, through his induction, is talking about all the teams that he has played for. And he gets to the Miami Marlins, where he played one season. And he goes...
He collected his 3,000th hit as a Miami Marlin. This is true.
He did. But he was like, when you offered me the contract, I didn't know that you were a team. Which is followed in my Twitter timeline by a clip of him taking an at-bat against the Florida Marlins.
So that, I think, is where the confusion comes from.
I think he didn't know they were Miami.
He just wasn't aware they relocated. Or they didn't even change the name. They just changed the city name, which was dumb. They should still be the Florida Marlins.
And they changed stadiums. They moved out of, at that point, I think it was still Pro Player Field.
Yeah, and then they moved into Anti-Player Field.
Shout out Derek Jeter.
And then right after that, it was Amateur Player Field.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, the IL.
Oh, well, wait. My other favorite part of Ichiro's speech was when he was like, whatever he said, he was like, I'm so close to being a unit. And he goes, by the way, my invite to have dinner at my house with that one voter is rescinded.
It's expired.
Or it's expired. That's what he said. I was like, yeah.
And we still don't know who it was.
No, because they won't. They will never come out.
They never will.
I think it should be public.
I agree.
I think all votes should be public.
Transparency. I think all voting should be public, whether that's AP voting for college football and basketball, or Heisman voting, or anything like that. Like that, it should just all be done transparently. Yeah. You're the media. That's kind of how you work.
That's what I'm saying.
Before we move on too quickly, I do want to say something quick on Ichiro Suzuki. Obviously, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, very, very big deal. I just want to give him his flowers, take some time to give him his flowers, because it is impossible to it is impossible to overestimate the impact that Ichiro Suzuki has made on Major League Baseball. Like, he is in the inner circle of the 5 or 10 most influential human beings in baseball history. And as we see over the next decade, 2 decades, the rest of time, as baseball becomes more and more Asian, as more transcendent stars from Japan, from the Koreas, even in some cases from Taiwan or from China, make the jump over to Major League Baseball. I think it's important to remember that none of that happens without Ichiro. And it doesn't continue to happen without Ichiro continuing to be involved in the sport. And yes, it would have been nice to see him inducted as a unanimous Hall of Famer because of his contributions to the game and because of how great of a player he was. I mean, collecting 3,000 hits when you don't debut in Major League Baseball until age 27 is absolutely unheard of, right? And 262 hits in a year will never get touched. It'll never get touched. But his contributions off the field, I think, dwarf anything that he did on the field, and it's important to remember that and celebrate him, not just now, but, you know, as baseball history continues. It's important that he doesn't get swept under the rug.
Yeah, I think, like, his plaque even mentions that. It's like, what with extraordinary work ethic and unparalleled bat control, brought record-setting hit totals to Major League Baseball as its first-born position, or for it's as its first Japanese-born position player. Like, I think it's very important that, like, think about how many guys are going to be mentioned as in the Hall of Fame in the next 100 years as Japanese-born, and he's the first Japanese-born position player. Like that, he opened the floodgates. You know what I mean?
Our grandchildren will look at Ichiro Suzuki in much the same way that we look at Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. To the interleague?
Move to the interleague?
On we go.
Colorado and Baltimore. A 6-5 win for Colorado in the game one. Moniak and Estrada and Tovar each have home runs. 18-0 in game two for Baltimore. O'Neill has a 2-run home run. Cedric Mullins has a 3-run home run. There's 7 runs scored in the bottom of the 7th. It's like all singles. And Alex Jackson has a home run. 5-1 in game three. O'Neill with a 2-run home run again, and Carlson has 2 RBIs for this series win. The Phillies and the Yankees. Phillies take the first two, 12-5 in game one. Schwarber has 2 2-run home runs, and JT Realmuto has a 3-run shot. 9-4 in game two for the Phillies. Harper has a homer. Mundo Sosa has a 2-run homer, and Turner and Schwarber each have 2 RBIs. A 4-3 win for the Yankees as they salvage the series. And new Yankee, Ryan McMahon, goes 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. The Dodgers and Boston. The Dodgers take game one 5-2. Teoscar has a 2-run homer and 3 RBIs on the day. Game two, a 4-2 win for the Red Sox. Duran has a 2 RBI triple, and Crochet goes 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 10 Ks. Game three, a 4-3 win for Boston. Roman Anthony has the RBI triple, and Bregman has a 2-run home run. Cincinnati sweeps the Rays 7-2 in game one. Stevenson has a homer and 3 RBIs, and Friedel has a 2-run home run. 6-2 in game two. Ellie goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Friedel has 3 walks on the day. 2-1 in game three. Hayes and Lux each have RBIs, and Brady Singer goes 7.1, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. The Cubs and the White Sox in the Crosstown Classic, or apparently it's now the Crosstown Series. Game one, a 12-5 win for the White Sox. Mydroth, Montgomery, Slater, and Talkman each have home runs. Game two, a 6-1 win for the Cubs. Happ has a homer. Matt Shaw has a 2-run homer in the same inning. And a game three, 5-4 win for the Cubs. PCA with a 2 RBI double. Happ lays out Montgomery and is awarded home plate. And Benintendi had 2 home runs on the day. That was the only run scored for the White Sox. What a surprise. Atlanta and Texas. Texas gets the sweep here, 8-3. Heim a home run. Texas scores 4 in the bottom of the 8th. A 6-5 win in game two after 10 innings. Evan Carter has an RBI triple, and in the bottom of the 10th, Semien walks off with an RBI single. Game 3, an 8-1 win. Langford a 3 RBI double, and Smith a 2-run home run. Washington Nationals and the Minnesota Twins. 1-0 win for the Twins in game 1. Buxton with a sac fly. Matthews 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 7 Ks. 9-3 win for the Nationals in game 2. Garcia has a home run. Abrams has a 3 RBI double, and Alex Call has a homer as well. Game 3, 7-2 win for the Nationals. Abrams a home run. Washington Nationals, they score 4 in the top of the 5th. Hey guys, we're all in this one.
We are. And none of them None of them did particularly well.
We got one game.
Well,
We got one game. We got one game against one of the best teams in the league.
We didn't.
John, did you guys get a game?
I want Raisel Iglesias off my team.
Well, they're not trading anyone.
News. That might happen in the next 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next Braves rotation is Spencer Strider, Eric Fetty, and Joey Wentz.
Hey, he was really good for the Sox like 2 years ago.
Hey, so is Grant Holmes like done for the year? Because I saw they transferred
they put him on the 60-day. It was right elbow tightness.
Oh, so
you know what that means?
Oh, got it. So he's gonna have to get his arm torn apart again.
Spending too much time on his phone.
The entire
Oh, we didn't open with that.
Yeah. So
everybody knows.
You text like this, right? See that?
Yeah,
that's
see?
Stress.
My elbow's stressed.
That is stress on your ulnar collateral ligament. And
yeah, so stop holding your phone like that, Major League pitchers.
That's right. Hold your phone like this.
Hey, I'm just saying, Ian Desmond has played professional baseball and has never had Tommy John surgery.
He must not be texted.
Those are facts.
Hey, if you're an MLB pitcher, use talk to text. All I'm saying.
It's true. No, I
also
he his post. He had if you don't know what we're talking about an Instagram post from Ian Desmond, in part blaming the Tommy John crisis of modern baseball with the advent of texting. And he closes this Instagram. This is true. He closes this Instagram by saying, and I quote, "Text with your non-throwing hand." I think that's words to live by.
Do you think that, like, you know how, like, the White Sox used to have so many issues with, like, guys, like, straining their hamstring running to first base?
Yeah.
Do you think it was maybe because they were texting with their toes? Like,
do you remember when Ron Washington banned cell phones from the locker room of the Rangers going?
Ron Washington is the best coach ever. Yeah, like, he knew ahead of time.
He's a visionary, dude.
Everybody knows that the way that you hold your phone while texting is the reason there's so many Tommy John surgeries.
Just text all the way out. Bend your elbows. This goes.
Yeah, you gotta text with, like, when you get old and you gotta, like, hold your phone out far.
Yeah, like.
Buy a little handheld magnifying glass to read your
No, not even. You just, like, flip it down from your hat. There's, like, a little magnifying.
The opera glasses.
So do we have anything to talk about in any of these 8-7 series?
I mean, Philly taking 2 from the Yankees. Both these teams are still really big contenders, and that 4-3 Yankees win, really close. I mean, Philly could have realistically swept this series. I think that speaks more for Philly than it does for New York. I think it also means that Toronto is continuing to just keep pace in the AL East. As for Dodgers and Boston, my Twitter timeline has been flooded by Boston Red Sox fans recently.
Same.
I don't know what happened.
Let me open up Twitter, see if mine is.
But it has deeply affected my personal opinion of Jarren Duran in center field. Among other things. Like, my opinion of him as Jarren Duran exists on its own and has been affected by past actions. Why is your Gold Glove center fielder playing second base so that Jarren Duran can play center field? Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But also, thank you for taking 2 games out of 3 from the spiritually bereft Los Angeles Dodgers.
That is true.
So,
you mentioned Yankees and Phillies, and I just wanted to quickly interject. The most important thing that happened in that series did not take place on the field. It took place in the outfield stands. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go scroll on Twitter. Just go scroll on Twitter for a little while. You'll see it. Shall we get into our
question? Nope. Can I ask a question?
Please.
I understand.
Okay.
why Ian Happ was awarded home plate.
Okay.
Wilson Montgomery did not have the ball, and he was in the baseline. Correct? Yes?
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
As far as I know.
Have you seen the video or no?
No.
Oh. Guys.
I'm not watching the Crosstown Showdown. I'm sorry.
My issue is just like Happ fully extends both of his arms while he hits Colson Montgomery. Like when he runs into Colson Montgomery. And I thought that was an ejection. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Ian Happ sucks anyways. So, congrats. All right. We're going to go on to this draft thing. Did we not...
Yes,
making sure we covered our storyline. Seth Lugo and the Royals are finalizing an extension. Congrats, buddy. I don't really care. That means he won't get traded, so hopefully nobody drafts him.
So before we get into this, I think we should start with a quick recap of the trades that have already happened.
Sure.
Because what we're going to be doing with the back half of the show here is we're doing a snake draft, and we'll be drafting players that we think will be traded in the next 3 days. And where we think they're going to land. But before we get into that, I think it's important to establish the baseline of who has and has not been traded. So with that in mind, Mr. Sansoni, would you like to read some of these trades?
John can't read.
So, I can. I can.
Yes, I can.
I resent that. I can read. The Braves acquire Eric Fetty for a player to be named later and cash considerations. The Yankees acquired infielder/outfielder Ahmed Rosario for 2 prospects, including Clayton Beater and, I'm assuming misspelled, Braum Martinez.
That's his name. That's his name.
Is it actually?
It's Braum. Because I went to check too.
The Royals acquire right fielder Randall Grichuk from the Diamondbacks for Andrew Hoffman. The Yankees have acquired infielder Ryan McMahon for the Rockies for Griffin Herring and Josh Groats. The Mets have acquired Gregory Soto from the Orioles for Wellington Aracena and Cameron Foster. And the Mariners acquired Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks for Brandon Garcia and Ashton Izzy.
All right, with those guidelines set in stone, we should get into our draft. How many rounds of this are we doing? 4?
4. And we'll come back to this next week. So 1 point if the player gets traded, another point if you get the team that they got traded to correct.
Ooh.
I think that's good. I think that's good. And who's starting us off today, Mr. Lieber?
Well, the draft order was set by a random order thingy that was randomized 17 times. And Adam is doing this draft under protest, I think, because it goes John, Adam, John, Adam. No.
I saw him do this in the middle of the episode. If you go back, I put my cursor on it for a second and I just look at him and I saw you react.
Adam changed the order, but it's fine. It goes John, Adam, John, Adam, John.
If you're confused,
and the first John is John, me. So it goes John, Sansoni, Adam, John. No, whatever.
Just go first.
Oh, you have the first pick.
Oh my God.
Holy God.
I will be making my first pick. With the first pick in the 2025, the Chatting Average trade deadline player draft, I will be taking Eugenio Suarez. And I think he will be traded to the Chicago Cubs.
Interesting. I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well, I don't care.
Okay.
John?
All right. I think Ryan O'Hearn is going to get traded. I think he's going to go to the Houston Astros.
Yeah, that's good. I had that on my short list as well.
That is exactly who I had there too as well.
I believe that brings me back-to-back picks. Is that correct?
Back-to-back picks for Adam.
I'm going to go back-to-back outfielders as a matter of fact. And the outfielders that I'm going to go back to. First one is Mr. Luis Robert, and he is a New York Metropolitan. And after Luis Robert, the next outfielder who's going to be moved is Mr. Harrison Bader. He is a Los Angeles Dodger.
Okay. Adrian Hauser is going to get traded. Chicago White Sox hurler has been very, very good. I think he goes across the city. I think he goes to the Cubs. They need an arm right now. And I think it's a pretty easy pick for him.
Okay. I have back-to-back picks here, which means I actually have to use my brain.
Before we go any further, we've got some breaking news, and I want to share this because this might affect some of your some of your future selections. This tweet from Zach Mizell of The Athletic, Ohio-based, specifically Cleveland-based, talking about the Cleveland Guardians. Emmanuel Clase has been placed on the non-disciplinary through August 31st as part of the league's gambling investigation.
Wow.
Also under investigation currently. So if Emmanuel Clase is on your board, strongly
take him off.
Wow.
Wow.
Ooh.
Emmanuel Clase was on my board.
I was thinking about him.
Okay, so I'm going to take two pitchers here.
Wait.
And they're not Emmanuel Clase. They're actually two starters. I just can't decide where I want which one to go. That's the biggest issue right now. The first pick will be Merrill Kelly. And I think he's going to go to the Cubs, which has changed from what I had on my big board. And then the second pitch is Mitch Keller, and he's going to Houston.
Okay. I think we talked about this a bit earlier. And so I'm gonna kind of undercut Adam's pick here. I think that the Mets go for Cedric Mullins in center field instead of Luis Robert.
It's not bad.
And I think it's just because the White Sox are going to ask for more.
I think that's probably true. I've got back-to-backs here to close it out. Is that my understanding?
Well, to close out your picks, correct.
To close my picks out, yes. I'm going to take two pitchers with my final two picks. And one of them now with, Emmanuel Clase off the board, I think the best pitcher available right now, and that's David Bednar. David Bednar, you are a Detroit Tiger.
Interesting.
And from there, I'm going to go to the best starting pitcher available on the market. And I don't necessarily know for sure that this guy is going to be traded. So this is kind of a big swing, but it's my fourth round pick. I'm taking a big swing with my fourth round pick. I'm taking Mackenzie Gore. I'm taking Mackenzie Gore as a Chicago Cub.
Okay. I'm going to go with a pitcher here. I think this is finally the year Ryan Helsley gets dealt.
That's good.
And a team that is in desperate need of pitching that has been constantly linked to him, he's going to be a Philly.
Yep. That's what I had too. I had that, and then I also had David Bednar as a Tiger. So, did you guys just steal my big board?
Yeah, correct.
To round out the draft in our final round here, I have one pick to finish this up. I have three men left on my big board. Of those names, those include Charlie Morton, Ramon Laureano, and Griffin Jacks. I'm taking Charlie Morton because I'm pretty sure out of all of those, he's the most likely to get traded. And I'm sending him to the Padres. He just feels Padres.
I could totally see that. The Padres are going to get some pitcher, and it's just going to absolutely not work. Like
exactly. So 42-year-old Charlie Morton,
and he could have like an 8 ERA for the rest of the year. Like that could totally happen.
But okay, so that rounds out the 4 rounds. My 4 guys are Eugenio Suarez to the Cubs, Merrill Kelly to the Cubs, Mitch Keller to the Astros, and Charlie Morton to the Padres. John, your 4?
Yeah, so I've got Ryan O'Hearn to the Astros, Adrian Hauser to the Cubs, Cedric Mullins to the Mets, and Ryan Helsley to the Phillies.
And that leaves me with Luis Robert, to the Mets, Harrison Bader to the Dodgers, David Bednar to the Tigers, and Mackenzie Gore to the Chicago Cubs.
And like we said, we'll come back to that next week after the trade deadline. Unless we decide that like the deadline needs an absolute, hey, we need to come on and talk about this for some reason.
That could happen.
We may. It may.
You could see an emergency pod this week.
Like 2 or 3 teams may just completely sell, and we're like, okay, the landscape of the league is a little different. So that may happen. We'll let you know on Twitter if it does. The deadline's at 4 p.m. on Thursday Eastern, so it'll probably come out later that night if it does pop out. Other than that, did we miss any storylines? Trout had his 1,000th career RBI. I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. John, the grid?
Yeah, I mean, the Immaculate Grid. It's a 3x3 grid. It's got 3 rows, 3 columns, 9 intersections, and you can fill it in with your players that match the row and column categories. But you can't do this one because if you're going to watch it, we're going to fill it out, and that would spoil you, probably.
Go play it first. All right, our grid today is row 1, the New York Metropolitans, row 2, the Chicago Cubs, and row 3, born outside the U.S. 50 states and Washington, D.C. Column 1, the San Francisco Giants. Column 2, the Washington Nationals. And column 3, the played outfield of a minimum of a 1 a game.
I've got born outside U.S. 50 states in D.C. for the Giants and the Nationals. All right.
Okay,
I
go.
also have the Giants and the Nationals for that, but you go ahead.
So for the Nationals, Ehire Adrianza. He could have also worked for the Giants, but
I just used him for the Giants. My bad.
Well, okay. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Nationals?
Well, now I'm thrown because that was my Nationals pick.
My bad.
Come back to me in a minute.
I'll give you an outfielder who played, or at least one game in the outfield who was born outside of the U.S. 50 states and D.C., and that's Noel Cuevas.
Very good. 0.0007.
Cubs played outfield. This is one I always like to use. Patrick Wisdom.
He did it with the Cubs?
Yeah. He played center field.
Of course he did. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Don't everybody move at once.
Okay. It's a thinking man's game.
It is the thing.
You're not.
Also, you can offer, Yeah,
I could.
I mean, Cubs, Nationals, you could do Ildemaro Vargas.
I also have a national born outside of the U.S. If we're good to go with that.
Why is Ildemar?
Ildemaro.
Sorry. Go ahead, Adam. Born outside the U.S. Nationals.
Wilmer Defoe.
He's in.
Nice.
Okay.
What are we looking at? What's left?
The entire Mets row and then Mets Giants.
All right. Mets Giants. Kevin Pillar.
Okay.
Mets Nationals?
My mind. Ooh, I got a good one. I got a good one.
Travis Blankenhorn?
For what?
Matt Ben Decker.
What are we talking about?
For Mets Nationals. Go with Adam.
Bland Decker?
Matt Den Decker. DEN space DEKKER.
Get a better name, bro.
All right.
All right, we need a Mets who's played the outfield a minimum of one game and a giant Cub. Which I think most people just call a bear.
You know, you're probably right about that.
Adam's covering his mouth because he thought it was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah. Trying to think of a Met that's played the outfield because all I could think of is we were joking about Jeff McNeil earlier, and I don't want to put Jeff McNeil.
Objectively, very, very funny that we can't think of a Met outfield.
They had Starling. They had Marte out there for a little while, didn't they?
Oh,
correct.
Brandon Drury
for the Cub yep, I got you
for the Mets.
Yep.
Brandon Drury.
I've got your Cubs Met.
It better be good because I think we might have like an under 2 score right now.
Friend of the program and somebody that's been mentioned on the show earlier today, Pierce Johnson.
When did he get mentioned?
I talked about him earlier.
We have a rarity score of 2, ladies and gentlemen. The hardest spot on the grid today was, a combined of Cubs Giants, Cubs Nationals, both at 79%. A very easy grid today, apparently. We didn't use a single number one answer, as you can assume.
We could have, but we didn't.
What do you think the highest percentage number one answer was?
Like Kyle Schwarber?
No. That's Andre Dawson there at 25.
Oh.
And that is the highest. Second highest, though, is a current Colorado Rocky, I think.
Seth Halverson.
No.
Oh.
Is Chris Bryant still a Rocky?
He is still a Rocky.
All right, there you go. Has Chris Bryant played a game in the last 10 years?
When do you think the last game Chris Bryant played was?
Like earlier this year?
Yeah, like earlier this year.
April. Probably April.
March?
I'm going to his game logs. Hold on. Game logs 2015 batting.
April, January, February, March, April 12th.
April 12th, yeah, that's correct.
Against the Padres.
Mm-hmm.
His 1,054th career game.
He's played in 11 games this year. He has 41 plate appearances. He is batting 154, 195, 205.
Yeah, but he's got 2 doubles.
He has as many grounded double plays as he has doubles. Thank you for your service, Chris Bryant. And thank you for listening to this episode of
But he was a part of 3 wins this year for the Colorado Rockies. That's like a 9th of their wins.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Chatting Average. You can find us on Twitter at @TheChattingAVG. You can also find us on various other places on the internet.
Those include Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. I think those are our main 3.
The Daily Sentinel.
We are.
Technically, kind of.
You can find one of us there.
You can find me there.
The Daily Planet.
He doesn't work there on Mondays, so don't go there on Mondays.
That's why I'm doing this show.
Don't go there on a Monday.
Anyway.
Thanks for listening. Enjoy the trades. Let us know. Did your team trade somebody big?
It's the only way we'll find out which trades happen.
Yeah, you guys you have to let us know.
you are the source here. We have no idea what's going on.
Correct. Yeah.
Anyway.
John can't read, so we have to tell him what happens. It gets really annoying when we are like planning shows and we have to call John because he can't read his own text.
That is annoying.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Bye.
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 All right.